All still getting there. I can see 1, 2, the deep one from the last well. She's putting down back. Think about
G'day punters, welcome back to the MacBet NRL betting review show. We'll be taking a look at round 9 today, and joining me as always, Cory France, NRL expert. Cory, how you going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Another up and down sort of week. Not entirely our way, but yeah, you got to take the wins and the losses, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. We've dropped 1.1 units for the week, so definitely not a catastrophe. You're winning for May, and yeah, for the year you're still up 72.4 units at 24%, so still quite comfortable there. Yeah, a little bit disappointing with a flat sort of week. It wasn't the most straightforward round. I thought it was going to be an easy, perfect round for me on the tipping front. There was a couple of upsets.
Yeah, early on, obviously we saw Broncos. I don't know, to some people probably not a surprise given the sort of footy they've been playing lately, but definitely after Para getting dumped by Cowboys up in Darwin the week before to go to Penrith and knock off the win streak to them. So, and they were down in that second half as well. So it was a bit of a surprise, I guess. More not so much Para sort of playing that good, but more so Penrith really hitting a flat spot late there, and couldn't get the win.
Absolutely. And yeah, as always, we'll dive into the results of each match and how you played, Cory. But how are you seeing the premiership race? I know we checked in last week, but yeah, Penrith got dusted. The Storm were just as strong as ever. What are you thinking?
Yeah, strong as ever, but a bit of a sort of hiccup there with Pappenhausen having the hamstring injury. So, not an ideal week in terms of how those two teams sort of fare in that market. But once again, obviously Para shortened up a little bit. I just can't see. I think at the end of the day, you look at sides that when finals come around, even those good sides or those mediocre sides, they're still going to win at least 3 good games straight to win a grand final. So you look at sort of those sides that are capable of doing that, and I really still can't get past those two teams at the top of the market. So
fair enough. All right, we'll get stuck into the review of NRL round 9. All right, first match of the round here was Thursday night at Accor Stadium. I've been corrected after last week. Apologies, any Accor fans out there. But Broncos got the win over the Rabbitohs, winning 32-12. Adam Reynolds happy to go back down there and beat the Bunnies, Cory.
Yeah, no, it was the second time this year the Broncos have actually done them. But yeah, first time with Reynolds. So nice sort of win for them. Solid game and starting to really hit their straps. Playing some pretty good footy of late. That's all. Be it despite probably being a bit stiff against the Roosters. Probably should have beaten sides like the Warriors. So they're in the top 8 for the first time in a while. But yeah, we have the early bet on the overs there. It was sort of another game where I think sort of undervaluing the totals in these Rabbits games, and a bit of a slow start, but nice in the end there. Obviously, the other bets there, we had the Jai Arrow bet in the player performance. Unfortunately, big game from Carrigan, so that affected both those bets there. Carrigan sort of coming back from injury, didn't expect him to probably necessarily have the sort of impact that we're used to seeing in the past. And huge game from him, and they were over pretty solid there, so chop out night. So.
Okay, early Friday match was the Raiders and the Bulldogs at GIO Stadium. Raiders managed to hold on and win, winning 14-4 over the Doggies.
Yeah, Raiders been on a bit of a slide of late, so it was good to see them get the win here. We had the early bet on there, and it looked like a bit of a rough start from there. Dogs had an early try disallowed, and they sort of looked like the better side. Raiders too good in the end, but a few little injury concerns once again there. The 2 units gets up there in that market with a little extra bet there on Tapane and the player performance. Unfortunately with that one, big game from Jackson. So unfortunately, cop the L there. I think in general the consensus for the weekend with player performance markets weren't too good. So the early bets there really holding the ship steady for at least an easy week. So.
Okay, Panthers and the Eels was the late game on Friday. A bit of an upset here with the Eels getting the win, 22-20 over the Panthers. It was a cracking game of footy, played pretty hard. How did we go on the bets there, Cory?
Yeah, just the 4 player bets there. 2 player performance, 1 most meters, 1 most tackles. The most meters, one for firstly Gutherson, May Paulo. probably a market that I thought was in too between Gus and May. Prices probably sort of fluctuating there. Paulo had quite rated, quite low there. So in the end, he was the winner. He had a huge game, about 210 metres or something at thereabouts. So we went down either way there, whatever decision we go with. Obviously the couple of bets there on Liam Martin. It was the tackles bet that got up. Big game for him. Obviously, Penrith obviously weren't expected to have too much defence, but did so as a result of the Eels win. The play performance bet going down. Big game from Parley there. So, tough one there. In terms of the Fisher-Harris one, Crichton sort of didn't really have too much of an impact there, but big game from Nathan Brown. Huge impact from him. Sort of playing a bit of a versatile sort of role with Madison coming off the bench. Sort of hard to judge. It's sort of fluctuating. There's nothing consistent as to Brad Arthur and how he sort of utilises those players. So, tough one to measure and probably something I'll definitely consider going forward.
Makes sense. Okay, early match on Saturday at Four Pines Park was the Sea Eagles and the Tigers. They had three Turbo brothers suit up there for the Sea Eagles, winning 36-22 over the Tigers. And we had a couple of early plays here, which were absolutely robbed. And then, the three late bets on the player markets.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough one. It was a game that we lost all five bets, but definitely not a game that felt like it went that way. So tough one to swallow. But the late try from Offengowie there hurt pretty crucial on both the second half bet and the line total. So tough one there. In terms of the player bets, Hastings, another big game from him, but unfortunately even bigger game from Cherry Evans. And then, obviously we had the Brooks and Forum bet, sort of a one that it's sort of tough. Like it wasn't based on Brooks doing the kicking or anything like that, but just a big game in defence, I guess, from Forum, considering they had a lot of the ball. And then, Croker, sort of Simpkins, a hard player to judge in terms of minutes and how many minutes he sort of plays. Even with Peachy coming on, the sort of early injuries hurt there because it meant Peachy sort of come on early, had to sort of cover those positions and had big minutes from Simpkins. So, it was always going to be a tough one to catch, and especially when they've had most of the ball. So, we got done on all three of the player bets there as well. Yeah,
it was a big, big 10 minutes for you between getting the Caulfield quaddie and then Manly getting, those two main bets getting done by half a point. You went from the
I'd actually not even
to the shit house, and then sort of back up to level 20 based on that the quaddie collect.
Yeah, I actually didn't even see the Offengowie bet, so I actually was pretty much lining up in the queue to claim the Manly bets there, and it only just rewound and actually caught the late try there. So tough one there, but personally, nice little quaddie collect there for context for the viewers.
Yeah, we'll need you to start sending some Caulfield tips in the Discord. I'm sure that'll be welcome. Okay, Roosters Titans. We had the Roosters getting the win here, 44-16 over the Titans. Just the one player bet there on Beau Fermor.
Yeah, tough game to assess. Both sides not playing the best. It was sort of on the Titans with the line last week against Penrith. They covered for us there, but they're a very hard team to catch at the moment. Fafita obviously out, so definitely difficult game to sort of assess. There. It was up in Mackay. Won the one little early bet there. Late bet on Beau Fermor there. Got a try and 2-3 minutes into the game. Looked like it was a nice little collect there straight away. It's very hard to catch a player that scores a try. But Teddy with 3 tries in the end, 2 in the first half, and that bet was history. So dominant performance from the Roosters, but definitely two teams that probably tough to be for, I guess, this year. So
absolutely. All right, late game on Saturday was up at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Cowboys and the Knights. Cowboys won 36-16 over the Knights, and Corey, you've had a win here too.
Yeah, a few bets in the match, 5 in total, 3 of them got up. So we had the 3 player performance bets and the 2 player performance bets, 2 most meters and 1 most tackles. So in the most tackles one there, big game from Randall, played 80, but the problem was just even bigger game. Even like with most of the ball, Robson, I think he went up about 48 to 50 tackles, somewhere around there. In terms of Callum Ponga's total here, it was set at 28.5. To be honest, probably did reflect his recent form. But there's always the chance with Jake Clifford out, that Caleb Pong's going to do some of the kicking, and accordingly so he did. So that was a pretty easy sort of match there. Probably a game that I would have loved to have probably gone a little bit harder to, maybe 3 units. But yeah, hard to have any confidence with this Knights side. At the moment, had the most meters bet there on Clemmer versus Hiku and Best. That was fine. He sort of it's a bit like a Tom Malolo, makes plenty of meters, and even though he's getting a bit on now, just have to be comfortable with it. Those two centres there don't sort of make an intercept, sort of line break, those sort of situations. That's what you sort of got to dodge there. The other one obviously being Caleb Pong in the most meters markets. Another big game from Fel and Holmes, both covered him here. So I think when this Knights side starts going better, maybe even in Origin time, if Ponga plays at fullback, we might catch Ponga at a nice little price in that sort of market. So
we'll keep an eye out for him. All right, Sunday Arvo match at Amy Park. It was the Storm and the Dragons, with the Storm winning quite convincingly here, 42-6. 3 bets. Most interesting one being the Dragons over 5.5 in the second half. They've just crashed over and scored 6 points, and tick that one off, eh?
Yeah, late little try there, I think, with about 5 or 6 to go. Generally not a market I would want to be getting too involved in against a Melbourne side, but obviously with coming up against Penrith this week, there was always a chance that potentially players get rested. In the end, Pappenhausen went off with the hamstring injury, so sort of opened the door for a bit of a walk in the park for the Dragons in the second half. They still struggled, but got there with the nice little try there. Had McCulloch in the most tackles market. Unfortunately, big minutes from Grant as a result. So there was obviously the Smith injury as well. So big minutes from Grant, and McCulloch, I think he went off after about 45, 50 minutes, something like that. So just not the usual output we get from him. Tough one to swallow there. Most tackles, Lomax in that sort of centre halves sort of market there. But another bit of a shocking sort of surprise there. Munster, big game from him. So probably a bet I was almost going to take about 2 or 3 units on at the 4.30. Looked a nice little price there, pricing at 2.95. So just cop the rough on there, and just the Dragons bet getting up.
Happy to hold back there. That's good. Okay, the last match of the round was the Sharks and the Warriors there at PointsBet Stadium. Sharks won 29-10 over the Warriors. There was a bit of a red card involved here as well, wasn't there?
Red card, I don't know about that one, but Will Kennedy got marched early on, and it sort of looked like the Warriors were just going to turn around what looked like a game they were going to get slaughtered into an easy win, and it was anything but. They just never seen such probably a worse performance from a side that's coming up against 12 and even 11 for 10 minutes there. So definitely probably more soul searching than the game that they lost 70-10 to Melbourne in terms of where they go from there. Had a fair few bets there. It was sort of a game leading in, sort of a few opportunities sort of arose as to how we could attack it. The Wade Egan most tackles market was probably a market I could easily have played a little bit harder, but sort of hard to know with Tavaga on the lock there as to how they were going to utilise him. Sometimes Egan does play less minutes, but when he does, it tends to be quite a few less. So not much wiggle room for error. So just stuck with the 2 units. In the end, it was an easy watch and got up there. Had Adam Fanua-Blake in the most meters market there against Walsh and Lodge. Probably a market that he was should have easily covered, but big game from Lodge there. So we got the short straw there. Talakai I wouldn't say it was a big game from him, but once again, his meterage in the back line has been pretty good. So he ended up with most of the match. In fact, it was about 208 or something, and again, somewhat of a quiet game. So covered there. Leads into him obviously in the player performance one as well. Didn't really sort of go our way on that sort of front. Brayley had a big game in defence, as well as I think it was a try assist and a line break there as well. So that hurt a little bit. Sort of potted Nico Hines in the total there. He scored a try early on. Big game from him in all facets. So still looked like it might have even got up with about 5-6 to go, something like that. But the field goal sort of hurt us late in there, and then a late try assist as well. So.
All right, that concludes our review of NRL round 9. Corey, it was flat week for you, like we touched on earlier. Player bets going a little bit amiss, but the early plays on the totals and the head-to-head bets performing quite well. And do you sort of put that down to anything in particular?
No, so like a couple of weeks here been a little bit flat. The match bets obviously going probably better than those player bets, and obviously we were flying early doors with the player bets, but obviously the market's getting a little bit sharper. So it is harder to sort of pick a bit of value out. A few hard luck stories, not going to be too harsh there.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a bit of variance. We're gonna have periods there where it doesn't necessarily go our way, and also you're relying on a few things like coaches to do what you expect them to do and stuff like that. So no, we'll just wear it for now and keep continuing on.
Yeah, it all makes sense. And yeah, there was a couple of games there where you said you held back and just in case, and they've still hit the line. And then there was a couple others you were really going to load up on, and luckily got rolled. So all good in that world. And also any early plays on sort of totals or teams head to head, it's nice. Everyone's going to be getting the price and getting on for as much as they want. These player performance markets and, most tackles, most meters, they're a little bit quick to move. I think they've been a little bit better in the last sort of couple of weeks. Like you said, the market's getting a bit more educated, so you can get set for a little bit more. But how are you finding that getting on and getting the right prices now? It's probably a little bit better.
Yeah, you're probably spot on. It has sort of slowed down a little bit in terms of how quick they are to move. I think obviously as these markets become a bit more obvious to a lot of punters as well, there's a lot of sort of different opinions and angles coming out. So they're happy not to necessarily assume one thing. Obviously in the past they would have probably been copying a bit of heavy money early and just swaying with that side. But yeah, in terms of the match markets there too, obviously we've done pretty well on a lot of those totals this year. So keen to probably do a bit of analysis as we get close to the middle of the year, see how exactly we are doing on that sort of that front. But no, it's I think from the player markets, it's just something you just got to wear. I don't think it's necessarily our results that are tipping those sort of that slowness in terms of those prices moving, things like that. But no, I think it's just the way the trend, and we'll probably expect to see that as the season gets on.
Absolutely. And we've got a massive round ahead of us. I probably got a bit too excited about Magic Round last week, but this is the week to do it. Magic Round up here in Brisbane. I'll hopefully get along to a couple of games. Corey, I don't know if you're going to any, but it's a great festival of rugby league, and anyone who's keen to get access to Corey's set for the first time can trial it for $5 on our website. Just use the code TRIAL5 at the checkout, and it's cheap as way to have a look and just get an idea of what we're doing. You get added to the Discord, and you get notified from every bet from the great man Corey, maybe including quaddies this week.
$5, you can't go wrong. It's a great entry price and a good way to, I guess, test the service out, see how you're going. Yeah, Magic Round this week could be a bit of a slosh fest come Sunday. Hard to know how that field will be holding up with a fair bit of rain expected. I've already had a look at a few of the early totals this week, and I think there's a few 34s and 35s in there as well. So be good to go. I don't have tickets myself, but I'll definitely be trying to wrangle some. You know me, I don't like to pay for a single thing, so I'll definitely try and weasel something somewhere.
We'll try and scrounge something out there at work or something, whatever you can do. They're talking about moving the Doomben 10,000 to Eagle Farm because of the state of the track, or maybe the Sunny Coast Poly track. Maybe we'll see the last couple of games of Magic Round over at Eagle Farm or something like that.
It would be nice. I was actually planning on going to Goldie racetrack on Wednesday, and I've already seen that that's been moved to the Sunny Coast. So I'm a bit flat about that as well. I was planning on jagging another quaddie there.
Nothing good happens down there at the Gold Coast, mate. We know that. But what's the concern, do you think, for the like injuries and stuff on a wet track like this? Like over under ACL injuries got to be 3.5 for the round. I don't want to put the mock on, and wouldn't want to see any player get injured, but it's a bit of a hazard after 8 games of footy, 7 games.
Oh, I think it generally is, but I think with the muddy, I guess, sort of surface, it's a little bit different. It's more those firmer, harder surfaces where your feet actually dig in, and that's when the knees and that start buckling. So, it's not. I'm not saying it's going to be fine and perfect, and like you said, you don't want to see injuries, things like that. I think the very first year there was a lot of concern about how it would go, and it sort of pulled up fine. And same again last year, except last year the issue was every second person getting sent to the sim bin. So, 2 years of controversy. What sort of controversy we'll see this week will be left to be known.
we'll see. Looking forward to it, guys. And yeah, like I said before, head to our website for all the details of Cory's service. Even if you want to join our Discord for free, we'll send out a couple of free match previews there for you as well to get on. But Cory, thanks for your time and your insights as always. And thanks everyone for watching.
See you, mate.